Okay, we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We want to welcome everybody here. A lot of folks here from my hometown. I see here. Welcome, Poland, Ohio.
Did you bus them in?
I did. Yeah, their cars weren't working for whatever reason, so we had to go to the bus train station.
Wait,
They couldn't find a place to park.
I was gonna say, you saved them on parking.
Tito has the parking down there.
That could be. Well, welcome to our regular board meeting. This is number 40, believe it or not. It is Thursday, October 9th at approximately 10:05 a.m. And we would like to begin with public comments. You'll have your name and address for the record, and it will be 3 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yes, my name's Dave Smith, 320 North Main Street, Poland, Ohio. I am a trustee of the Poland Historical Society. We are members of a recently formed organization in Poland called the Save Your Library Citizens Group. Our one and only goal is to keep the Poland Library at its present location. We are guided by this altered old quotation that reads, "All that is necessary for bad things to happen is for good men and women to do nothing." So we are doing something. Poland was honored to become the very first county branch of the library system clear back in 1935 and has always supported the library. When the new library was built in 2001, these words appeared in the dedication program. Quote, "Designed with a traditional timeless look, reflecting the classical Greek architecture of the Western Reserve, the new library is destined to become a landmark in Mahoning County." And so it has. Library Director Carlton Sears spoke at that dedication saying, "When we set out to correct deficiencies in the 1965 library, we did quite extensive research and planning to be sure we knew what the community wanted. It is gratifying to see the high usage and to realize that the community has embraced and truly appreciates its library." And it still does. Furthermore, the library is part of Poland's historic South Main Street district, which is on the National Register of Historic Places. The 1846 section of the building was once the old dormitory for Poland seminary students. I would like to clarify for other county residents that neither our committee nor anyone else in Poland initially proposed spending all the money contained in the three options under consideration. We are just reacting to the decision by the library board to consider relocating our library. That brings us to the present situation, which my colleagues will address with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. And if you want to know anything about the history of Poland, that's the man right there. I don't know his daughter Leslie, many years. Nice seeing you. Yes.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having us. I'm Joan Smith and I am a member. I serve on the Architectural Review Board for Poland Village. The issues that our library is not just a building. It has character, it has heart, and it has become a source of pride for our community. Initially, the very thought that this library would be relocated was unimaginable. However, it became apparent that our community and all of Mahoning County needed a voice. This is our voice, the petitions. We have over 2,000 signatures from people all over. They are from Poland, Canfield, Struthers, Austintown, Camel, Youngstown. To date, we have over 2,000, but we're working towards 3,000. Furthermore, both Poland Village Council and the Poland Township trustees have signed formal resolutions to keep the library in its present location, and we welcome and are grateful for the resolution from the Mahoning County Commissioners. Thank you. To follow Dave's quote, I don't want to believe that the good men and women on the library board will allow this bad thing to happen. To relocate this library would be devastating to the Poland community and devastating to the reputation of the Mahoning County Library System, a reputation that would probably follow the entire library system for years and years to come. I want to share a quick story with you. After church on Sunday, a young boy and his mother wanted to speak to me. The little boy, Ethan, handed me a $20 bill. He wanted to give our Save the Library group the money to keep our library where it is. His mother said he comes to the library every week and could not understand why it would ever be moved. I thanked Ethan for sharing his money with us and assured him that that would buy 3 more signs because of him, out of the mouths of babes. To be clear, the fate of our library should not be left in the hands of any one individual. The board does have the power to keep our library in its present location. We are asking the individual members of the Youngstown and Mahoning County Library Board to do the right thing, use their votes to keep our library in its current location. That is where it belongs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next.
I think I need a step stool.
Why?
I'm okay. I think.
We can see it here.
Yeah, if we can't see it, we can hear you, so it'll be fine.
Anyway, good morning. Thanks for allowing us this time. My name is Phyllis Raschuti, and I live at 7189 Bishop Road in Poland, Ohio. I am a proud Poland resident and a proud Mahoning County voter. I'm here to just address the possibility of the closing of the Poland Library. This Poland Library isn't just for the people of Poland. It belongs to all of Mahoning County because Mahoning County voters voted vote for the levies. It was built in 2001 for the purpose of walkability for the students that attend the schools right in the center of Poland. They started a fundraising effort and raised $1 million just out in the community. And of that $1 million, there was $100,000 that was donated by a family just for the cupola itself. So there was some large contributions that went in there. It's an impressive landmark for those of you that have never been there. It's a beautiful building. We're urging the board to not wash their hands of this issue and just walk out and close the door. We're thinking that maybe they're not understanding our community strengths, which we have been demonstrating. So I want you to ponder this. What do they do in Venice, Italy? There's deep water there.
Right.
They don't abandon the buildings. They repair them. They retrofit them. They do whatever they need to do. They don't tear them down or just walk out the door. And they're not really planning on tearing the building down. They want to just walk out the door is what they want to do. So it causes many of us to ponder about future votes for the library, to be quite honest. I want the community to consider the seriousness of this issue. And the obvious solution is to repair because they do have money to repair it. So thank you for your time and allowing us to speak. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Got the same problem as you do, Phyllis.
Tiptoes.
It's going to be very short. Good morning. My name is Laurie LaPlante. And again, we really appreciate the opportunity that we have to come speak to you all. I'm a member of the Poland Village Council. I'm a member of the citizens group to Save the Library for Poland Village. And I've lived in Poland for about 20 years. I'm a small business owner. My husband and I both served in the Navy. And when we got relocated here we lived in Park City, Utah, and we decided to come and live in Poland. And we then had one small child and we were going to raise our family there. One of the reasons that we fell in love with Poland was because of the library. That was one of the reasons we decided to relocate in the village, is because easy access to the library. We loved the walkability of the area. We loved having the schools right there in the neighborhoods. It was just all the way around. We've lived all over the country being in the Navy. We've lived in San Diego, Orlando, Florida, Utah, Colorado, and this is where we decided to live. And the reason was, and unless you leave this area, you don't realize what a gem you have, what it is to have a small, nice community with a beautiful library right there. We have talked as members of this committee to many citizens with small children, and to a person, they have said that that is one reason they decided to live or move to Poland, was the easy accessibility to the library. When we moved here, the library had just recently been built, and we had heard about the effort of the community to get it done. We also understood that the village of Poland, Poland Township, Youngstown area, the Mahoning County Library System, and the state of Ohio were all given numerous accolades when this building was dedicated. The sitting governor of Ohio even made an appearance for the dedication, and it was a big deal. The library is even listed as one of the top 10 libraries or top libraries in the country to visit. I think Susan's going to talk about that a little bit. Some private donors contributed over $100,000, like Phyllis said, to fund the construction of the library. And I think the understanding was that the future of the library directors and boards would take the responsibility on to take care of that library, to take care of that thing that they donated. These donators rightly believe that the library would be preserved as a treasure for the area for time to come and for their children and grandchildren to visit. So in my opinion, it's just not right that the community that invested so much money into the building of this historically relevant and unique library, only to have it all the wheels come off the bus 20 years later. That's the biggest question that I get asked by residents is, why are they doing this? With the money that was put into it by the citizens, everybody was on board with it when it was built. Why in the world are they thinking of abandoning it? So I hope that this doesn't contribute to community members not wanting to make donations from here on out if they think that their assets aren't being taken care of. So thank you so much for the resolution. I really appreciate the opportunity to be
Thank
here.
you.
We all do. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Mr. Graff.
Good morning. I'm Chris Graff. I live at 218 Nesbitt Street, Poland, Ohio. I'm a Bulldog, class of 81. I want to thank all of you for allowing us to be here today. Thank you to Commissioner DeFabio for joining us Saturday at our last meeting. You know, when we first began this quest to save the library, our first meeting was on Saturday morning as Celebrate Poland was going on. There was three of us from Village Council and maybe 6 people sitting there. And I thought, oh boy, this isn't going anywhere. But since then, we've gained momentum. Our small group of 3 individuals trying to organize this step to the side, and we brought in the tried and true. Dave and Joan Smith joined us. Susan Dixon Yerian has joined us. And we also have our resident contractor, general contractor, Mr. Ted Downey with us, and his wife, Julie. These folks have really taken the lead and spearheaded this and given us a direction. Our petition we're circulating, you know, we're approaching several thousand people. We're quite proud of that. And we are also quite impressed by that. You know, people are actually walking up to us, asking where they can get petitions, where they can sign. We're being contacted about that. So, you know, the momentum has really gained on this. The other thing that I really would like to mention out there are a ton of election signs out there right now. I swear there's more election signs than people that live in Mahoning. But, you know, through all of that, the signs people are seeing are Save My Library, you know, Save Your Library. And they're asking where they can get signs, you know, so that this is a project that's been noticed. And it's not just from the people that live in Poland, it's a countywide thing. And I know you understand the dynamics of this. This affects us. You know, as they mentioned, the 3 options that were available in repairing and refurbishing the building that we currently have is the least expensive option. They move this building somewhere, money has to come from somewhere. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you sit on, ultimately it's going to fall back on the taxpayers. So I have to leave you all with a question. Why do you want us to have a brand new building when we sit on the crown jewel of the library system? We have it, we want to keep it, and we want to share it. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent.
Hello, I'm Ted Downey, a general contractor working in our area for almost 50 years. I'm not sure how that happened. Last year in 2024, the library hired local design professionals to evaluate the existing Poland library structure. These experts were led by the architectural firm of BSHM, along with the structural engineer, geotechnical engineer, engineering firm for MEP work, and a general contractor. I've read the reports from these architectural and engineering consultants. The reports identify a detailed plan to repair the building along with corresponding budget numbers to accomplish the restoration. The architects and engineers believe that the structure can be repaired. And after reading the evaluations, so do I. Once restored, according to the roadmap laid out by the architects, there is no reason that the Poland Library building cannot be maintained with normal upkeep. We believe the library should not abandon this building. And instead, they should follow the recommendations of these experts and follow the wishes of the people of Poland and of the surrounding community and who want this building repaired and maintained.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I don't need a step stool.
No, you're good.
Now for the show.
Good morning. My
morning.
name is Susan Dickin-Yarian, and I live in Poland, Ohio. I'm retired executive director of Mill Creek Metro Parks. So believe me, I know what it is to serve the needs of this community. The Poland Library opened in December 2001 during the 125th anniversary of our countywide system. In November of that same year, Governor Taft visited the library. He said, I had to come and see this for myself. This is one of a kind library, and I'm absolutely amazed what has been accomplished. It's environmentally friendly, using recyclable materials. It was built as a highly functional and energy efficient building. And that also, part of that is the reason Mahoning County Recycling Division gave a $400,000 grant to construct this building. So again, all of Mahoning County participated in building this building. He said, congratulations. This is truly a landmark for both the people of Mahoning County and the state of Ohio. In 2007, a book was written. And it says, the heart of the community, the libraries we love. This lists over 300 libraries in Canada and the United States, known as the heart of the community. Here's Poland. Wow. There's only 2 libraries in this book from the state of Ohio. One's in Cincinnati and one is in Poland, Ohio. Let me say again, the heart of our community. We want to keep our heart in our community. The library is so special to us. I was just out walking the other day and I saw all these little kids trooping towards the library. And I said, wow, Main Street, USA. How lucky, how fortunate we are to have it. And it's not about the building. It's about the heart of this community. And what went into building this building, and for the last, since 2001, 22 years, little kids have been trooping to this building. And let's not lose that. Let's them say not, oh, I remember when the library used to be downtown. I think we've lost so much. Let's keep our heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I see those kids every day too.
Yeah.
Going to the library. It's beautiful. Next. Anyone else?
Nope.
Okay. Then you're next.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Lee Kohler. I live at 166 Callahan Road in Campfield. Now for something completely different. I'm here as the current president of the League of Women Voters of Greater Youngstown. League of Women Voters of Greater Youngstown stand with the League of Women Voters of the U.S. in supporting federal immigration law that provides an efficient, expedient system for legal entry of immigrants into the United States. In transition to a reformed system, the League supports provisions for unauthorized immigrants already in the country to earn legal status. And until such policies are implemented, we do not support deporting unauthorized immigrants who have no history of criminal activity. The League believes in due process for all people, including the right to a fair hearing, the right to counsel, the right to appeal, and the right to humane treatment. Ohio Attorney General Yost stated in his recent opinion on civil detention that Ohio counties may, if they choose, contract with the federal government to house individuals with the federal government under ICE custody. Two important aspects of this ruling are the county commissioners must execute the contract, and doing so is voluntary. We understand that detention centers do not have the power of the courts. They cannot weigh in on the many legal challenges arising from the federal government's current draconian and inhumane policies on immigration. However, detention centers play a key role in enabling these policies. Without contracts to detain the many individuals now being caught up in the constantly changing rules of how the immigration system works, the process would lack the ability to detain these individuals so efficiently. Counties who cooperate with the federal government to house immigrants who have no history of criminal activity are willingly participating in a system that lacks humanity and lacks due process. We appreciate the extensive services that Mahoning County provides to residents, and more importantly, the services provided by the Sheriff's Department. Jail employees are valued members of our community. We have respect for the work they do and hope that all detainees are treated with the respect that any of us deserve. We make this statement to express concern about the contract that is in place, not with the individuals who perform the work. Our league encourages county commissioners to terminate any contracts that would have our county detain immigrants who have no history of criminal activity. We urge voters to contact their congressional representatives and ask that they take immediate action to pass common sense, fair immigration policies that end the crisis at our border, stop the separation of families, provide a path to citizenship. Locally, the power to change the situation at the Mahoning County Jail lies with commissioners.
What would the League of Voters say? I mean, we want them to have due process, right?
Yeah, sure.
The last 4 years, how many illegals came across our border, do you know? And how many people were given court summonses to come back? And the courts are backlogged for 10 years.
Mhm.
So that would be impossible to let.
Well, it would
to
be
let-
impossible.
Excuse me,
I'm
one
sorry.
second, then you could.
One at a time.
That would be impossible to wait and put all these people through the courts. The people that entered our country illegally, the people that are taking our services that American citizens deserve first. I appreciate your position on the thing, but it's my position, and I'm one of three. We're not going to get rid of that contract. We're going to continue. Everyone's treated humanely and probably better than they were treated before. But we did affirm the contract, and as far as I'm concerned, we're going to continue to affirm that contract. And we're going to do our job to help ICE and the federal government remove the people from this country that don't belong here. They don't belong here. I'm sorry they weren't born here. That's how I feel. But it's disheartening to hear you say, well, they should just wait, they should have a court date. When the court date might be 10 years down the road because of what the last administration allowed to happen. So that's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
It's just a.
The Constitution says they should have a court date.
Okay,
So we're going to stick with that.
go ahead. You go with that.
And the federal government can certainly add to the numbers of judges that
10-year, they
can
said at least a
process.
10-year backlog because of
Again-
what was allowed to happen at our board.
there are many resources. We are going to disagree,
We will.
and I am going to continue to fight
That's fine.
my little fight. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. God bless you. Have a
Thank you
great
for
day.
your opinion. Thank you very, very much.
Talk fast.
Next. No, I told this young lady,
Oh.
then we'll get to Dawn. Sorry. She was first.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm coming to you because of,
Name and address
I'm
for the
sorry, my
record.
name is Donna Gibson from Boardman, Ohio. I'm coming to you guys because I own a childcare center. And I'm coming for myself, my daycare center, and other providers that's having some issues. I did talk to someone maybe a year or two ago, but the reason why I came today is because a lot of us is having issues as far as the system. And I don't know where to go as far as trying to get some things fixed. So it can help the providers and the parents. And one of the biggest issues is when we take children, we basically take them so they can have stability, of course. And to help the parents, a lot of times we are their only way to work and do different things that they have to do as far as so they can go back to work. So my biggest issue that we have is that sometimes when we take these children, we take them because the parents is in a rush. They just got a job, they need to go to work. We accept the kids waiting for some paperwork to come through. We make sure that we do the paperwork and get everything in order, so that way we know everything is together. They pay stubs, all of that, make sure everything is good. So what's happening is now, if they are rejected, the daycare centers don't know. You guys leave it to the parents to tell us. That's a big issue, because a lot of times when if they're termed or they're rejected, we need to know first. And we both used to get letters. They would get a letter and we would get a letter to know that they was termed. And when you say they got 30 days for them to notify us, that's fine. But right now, you're not notifying us, you're notifying the parents. When you do that, they say, hey, did you get a letter? Did you what's going on? Because when we call down there, you say you can't discuss it. And then they say, okay, well, we can do a release. Now they're starting to do the release letter. But then sometimes we still can't get through ODJFS, or Child and Youth Services. We can't get through to them, or either they still won't tell us certain things so we can know whether we can accept the children. Now, one of the biggest issues that I have is that we're in the ECE program. That's something that you guys did. Well, the state did, and they gave it to the county last year. So for the first time, when they gave it to the county, they didn't know what to do. So we were already in the program a year before that. So when they gave it to Children and Youth Services last year, we will send parents down there. And that's a program so that parents that's been working, and let's say they lost their job, then usually they can stay in the program and their children can still be serviced.
You're talking about CSB?
ECE.
Yeah.
It's a new
Oh,
program.
okay.
Childcare.
Yes.
The
Okay, real quick.
childcare.
So what they
Go ahead.
did is that
30 seconds.
okay, so what happened is we would take the children down there. If they didn't apply or could not apply for PFCC, which is the regular childcare, they would automatically send them through the ECC program.
Right.
But what happened is they kept rejecting them. So what happened is this time is that when we went to apply, they took our grant from us. And it was because Youth and Children's Services, they didn't know what to do, and they kept rejecting the children. So you had to at least have one kid. But every time we send it down there, they kept rejecting it. So I'm frustrated because for the first time in like 3 years, we got our grant taken. And it wasn't the fault of us, it was the fault of Youth and Children and Youth Services. And there's no way to appeal it. And that's the problem. And that's where I feel like I talked to someone yesterday. I need help. We need help. And I'm not the only child care. And this is a free program. And we've had these children for a long time. So a lot of times when parents lose their job, they need, the kids has already been coming and the kids need the stability. So I would like to know if someone can help us or tell me what to do and see if we can get our
Give
program.
Polly your number, our executive director,
After the meeting, okay?
Donna Gibson, right?
Yes.
From Boardman.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Donna.
But one thing they have to do is they think they're not going to talk to them, talk to parent.
Okay, anyone else? Leave. Mr. Frost.
Morning, Commissioners. And thank you for having us today.
Thank
I am Tom Frost, and I'm representing the Public Library of Youngstown, Mahoning County. I'm the third longest serving board member currently. I've been there 14 years. We have seen a lot of transition over the last 15 years with the library, and I appreciate the passion that I've heard today and I've heard before. The Save Our Library group is a very passionate group, very professional, and we enjoy hearing them, approach us that way. But you're also dealing with a board that's comprised of 14 voting members and 2 non-voting members. The 2 non-voting members are the mayor of Youngstown and the auditor of the county, and they're there by virtue of their elected. And so you talk passion, you have 14 very passionate people that sit on that board. You don't sit on a board for 14 years without having some sort of passion and heart for what's going on. Through my time, I've had the opportunity to be involved with 2 selections of CEOs. That's quite an extensive selection. We do a national search. They bring us people. If they do not meet our criteria, we ask them for another national search. It could be a long and tedious process, but we make sure we get the right person. Of these 14 board members I spoke about, we never, ever let a decision, particularly at this magnitude, be made by one individual. The CEO works under us. That is a board decision. The board decision right now absolutely is to do nothing but do exploratory on the Poland area and the Poland library. We did have, as the one gentleman mentioned, we did have professionals give us a report, and you've all been sent the report. Have you had an opportunity to look at it?
I went through it. I was. looking at
Good. If not, I wish you would read it and read it again, because you'll see what we're dealing with. We're dealing with design and construction deficiencies. We're dealing with many deficiencies there. And we're dealing with large price tags. And in our system, we have 14 libraries. So we have 14 buildings that we do have to maintain throughout the entire county.
If I can ask a question.
Yeah, if it doesn't count for.
No, it's not.
No,
Your time. You'll be
By
good.
the way, I'm glad you guys got the right memo on the shirts.
I'm telling you, yeah, well, I'll tell you, last week, my colleague, I didn't have a pink shirt, so she gave me a
They
button
gave
to
you-
We
wear.
both wear pink.
And I wore a
well,
button, so.
But go ahead.
Rest of the month.
The rest of the month, I'm with you.
The deficiencies, is it some of it because of no maintenance was done on it? I
You know,
mean, was
sir,
there
I'm
any
not-
maintenance or?
I'm not the maintenance.
I know
I'm
you're not
strictly
the
board
maintenance, but I mean, that's just,
I will tell you this. I can tell you this for a fact, that the Poland Library is our most costly building to maintain.
it's the most beautiful also. Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
can see
it's
that.
the most beautiful. Have you been downtown?
Yes, I have.
Been down to the,
Been, absolutely. I have.
every building we build is a beautiful building. We don't just throw up a square brick and mortar building. They're all, we include the communities with every building that we build. I've gone through 3 brand new buildings, and I've gone through 1 major renovation, which was downtown, plus several smaller renovations. We always, always, always include the community. What is it that you would like to see in your library? And every one of our libraries are a bit different. I don't know what that expression was for, Gino.
No, I'm
but
just saying, I'm just thinking because I was just thinking if you look at the community and see what they want. I mean,
Well,
it's just
when we-
ironic. So,
We are in the exploratory process.
right,
as
I understand.
We have voted to explore other options. What are our options? There has been no decision to vacate. There's, you know, the old saying, the wheels of government turn slowly.
Oh, they do.
The wheel,
No.
believe me, when I got on in 2011, we were talking about renovating the main library. And it was completed, what, a year or two ago? So that's, you know, things take a while. We were exploring, is that the right location? That's a Carnegie building. You want to talk historic, that is very historic. And we came to the right conclusion. Hey, can I,
He gets more, yeah,
since you and I talk, can I?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to tell people, it's one of the most gratifying boards I've sat on, and I've sat on a lot of boards and still do. That's one of the most gratifying, if not the most gratifying I sit on, because of the decisions that we make. I would say we never make a mistake, but we rarely make a mistake, because when you have 14 people, you guys have 3, and you probably have a hard time coming to a consensus at times. We have 14. Try that on. And if you're a Canfield Fair board member, you have 17. Try that one on. But we do not take this lightly. We're taking it very seriously. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. It is something that we are totally focused on, and we expect to have the right outcome. What that is, nothing's been brought to us at all, period. We are nowhere near, this could be years in the making, if anything changes. So there is nothing concrete, nothing solid. You know, everything we have is transparent. Everything we have is public record. I do want to say that this, you know, it was a comprehensive year-long study on that building. So it wasn't, again, just a quick study. We are planning to do a tour for all elected officials. Anyone that would like to come and see the building, see what we're talking about. We did do that for the media a while back, and we did have quite a turnout for that, which was good. But you could see what we are faced with. And, you know, again, keeping in mind, we work for the entire county, as you do, and we have 14 buildings we have to maintain. We have to be cognizant of that as well. But the Poland Library is a very beautiful building. There's nobody saying it's not. It's not, but, you know, is it functional? Is it up to date? Is it everything that we need it to be? Yeah, we have to look at things like that. So are there any questions from you guys?
I have one more.
Go ahead, Gino.
I'm just, because I like to ask questions.
That's all right, I do.
Nobody should sit here and just be quiet.
I like
don't
to
believe
talk,
that.
so you could keep me here all day
Absolutely.
asking questions.
Do you know what maintenance, you said it could be years before they make a decision. You know what maintenance they have, like a 5-year plan for that building now?
Do I know it off
This
the
year,
top?
next year? I mean,
I do not. We always have a maintenance plan. We have to. We have pretty buildings. I do know that the HVAC system just had $50-some thousand put into it there. But I am not the expert on that.
right.
You know, we have,
If there's a budget somewhere, say, here's the maintenance, here's the plan.
and we have maintenance experts, you know, that work on that. So I'm sure you could find.
Especially if it's going to be years. I mean, you don't want to sit there and
we don't
like
let
the
any-
malls do. You know, we don't want that. Oh,
As I said, look at every one of our libraries, and it's rare you see a weed in the front yard, you know, so we take very good care of our buildings. We take very good care of the community. But, you know, we work for the community. You know, the community doesn't work for us. They work, you know, you guys aren't their boss, you know,
They're our
the
boss.
elected people are your
Exactly.
boss.
there are laws.
So, but I just want you to know it is not something that's taken lightly. The only decision made has been to just do an exploratory type thing. We don't know if there's another building that could be suitable. Would there be a new constructed building? Would it be the existing building? We don't know. We have to put everything together when that time comes, and we have no idea. There's no time frame
I'm
on
gonna
that.
say something.
So,
And just so
Carol
I
has-
I made a few,
Tom, can
I made a few visits to Mike down at the main library. I've been down there a few
oh, you know,
times.
Mike, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, that's good. Mike's
Tom,
everybody there is.
Carol has
Let's
a
just
question.
say one thing. I've been to the Poland branch for 2 events, graduations and showers. I know what we went through with the library board when I was with Richard Scarcella with the 4th Ward Library. It was very difficult. We won. The people won.
Which library was that?
4th Ward, the West Side branch.
Oh, well, I got a story for you about that one too. but go ahead.
I know the story because I was a councilwoman there with Richard and we both worked on that together. And you may remember that. It was difficult to get through to everyone. Thank God for Richard Scarcella because at that time, they were gonna vote on something in the Boardman Branch Library, and Richard called me because he was working at that time as an educator at Shoffin, was it? Cheney. And he called me because it was a fourth ward thing, and he said, our kids go there, what are we gonna do? I said, well, let's go. He said, would you go to the meeting tonight? And I did. We both did. And thank God we saved it. We got it. But not without going to the community and getting money from our donors to build that library. And-
You're talking the new library? that's-
Yes.
Okay, well, I was on the board at that time. I don't recall you being the.
Oh, I was there.
Because Mike Ray, I thought.
Mike Ray took over after I left when the building was built.
Okay, well, I was involved there too, because I would go to site meetings there.
But they,
But Carol, what we did there is no different than we do with any other building.
yeah, but you know what though, Tom? I mean, I'm not gonna argue with anyone about this. I think what building is there in Poland, and I mean, I don't live in Poland, I live in Youngstown, but it's been there forever. It has a look that complements Poland, is all I'm gonna say. I understand buildings need repair, they need structure, they need whatever, and you did say that tearing it down, rebuilding is not right on the table as of right now. But when you look at, and I'm gonna just give it to you because I've been in the city as well as the county for a lot of years. When you look at rebuilding, buying property, tearing down, the money from the federal government and from the state are not going to be there as it is right now. Even now, you'll see the decline in funding coming in for the libraries, if you haven't already seen that trickle down effect. So when you have something it's pristine, sure, you may say it looks pristine, but it's not. You have to really look and see, how could you get this renovated to the point where it's livable? If you need to section off portions of a building because you can't use it anymore, then you move away from that portion of the building. But I mean, I'm only going by, I go to the doctor in Poland and I drive by it all the time and I'm thinking, how the hell is this gonna look if that building is down and then you lose that character going into
I don't know
Poland?
where the idea came the building is going to be torn down.
Okay,
You're talking.
I'm just giving you what I hear.
All right, and this is what I'm hearing too. It's all these scenarios, one
So
person's
I'm
gonna make the
glad-
decision. We don't have a plan.
Okay,
We
that's-
we don't know what our plan is until we hear it from
Well,
professionals.
that's good to hear that. then.
That's absolutely true.
Okay,
It's,
I'm
if,
glad you
if
said
anybody
that.
comes to our meetings, you would hear us talk about it. In fact, I invite you to come to our next board meeting because, they were very informative. We leave people with no questions when they come. That's
You
the
really
goal.
want us to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I come to your meetings, so.
Okay, cool.
but I
Let me
would
know
just
when
say
they are.
One thing about the West Side Branch, Carol, and
Oh.
I'm glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because,
And Richard's right there.
okay, well, thank you, Richard. We were exploring there different places. The warming house at the park was one of the options.
I know that.
Just let me finish this whole story. We didn't have, we had room there, but the door count at that library was terrible. It was nil. We weren't getting people in there. And despite what you just said, we have door counts. We have that for every library. We were doing a search just like, we were doing a study just like we're doing now. Well, you talk about philanthropic, that is one component of every library building that we build. It's, do the research that we're doing now. You go out to the public and ask them what it is you want in your building. And then we put together a budget for it. And then there's an element of philanthropic element to it based upon the cost of the building. And we don't have problems filling the philanthropic goals. The one on the west side, the Michael Kusalaba
Right.
Foundation family stepped up and they wanted to know what it would take to get naming rights of a building. We didn't have that in place, so we had to come up with an MOU on that. We came up with, if you give 60% of the cost, then you could get it named. So Mike Kusalaba Foundation donated $1.6 million to build that approximately $3 million library that sits, but the stipulation was that it stays where it is.
Exactly.
But they footed the bill for 60% of that.
Right.
And see, that's something a lot of people don't know, But, you know, every library we have has that philanthropic component. And I'm very glad we had it at Poland. It's nice to see. We had it at Canfield, we had it at Tri-Lakes, you know, the ones that I've been involved with. That's just, every one of them has a donor wall. And you look at the donor wall and you'll see all the donors. So it's, people want their name associated with something good. You know, we have three wonderful things, I think, in our county. And not in any particular order, but it's YSU, Public Library of Youngstown, Mahoning County, and Mill Creek Metro Parks. And people want their name attached to any one of those three because they're all very good, well-run.
Thank you.
So, but thank you. And again, we invite you. The date hasn't been set for that tour yet, but we certainly invite the
Let
commissioner
us know.
or any other elected officials that would like to come. I don't know what it's going to be open to, Michael, everybody, or how's it?
We're still,
And we're still in the planning stages, but the media has already been there and their media would be welcome again as well. So
Thank you, sir.
thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time, guys.
Nice talking.
Thank you.
Anybody
Tom.
else? Yes, sir.
And then we- Oh, I don't care.
my name is John Urian. I live at 6795 Langston Run in Canfield, Ohio. Former board of trustee of the Library Association from 2004 to 2019. I was chairing the Building and Sites Committee when Carol and Richard came.
Yes, you were there.
As I remember, because they came. And what was happening there was that the West Side Library was a money pit. Needed tremendous amount of money to update it and keep it going. Also, door counts were down. And quite frankly, the board made a mistake because we didn't take into account what the people wanted. And the vote was there to demolish it. And Doc Ritchie, who was chairman of the board,
Right.
broke the vote to keep the library.
Right.
At that time, it did not make logical sense to do that. It did not make fiscal sense to do that, but it made people sense to do that. So we kept it open. Several years thereafter, we heard from the Youngstown Foundation about this Michael Casablanca fund. And so it was probably 5 or 6 years after that we kept that library going, and look what happened. So this is a tough situation. It may not make financial sense. It may not make logical sense. But keeping the Poland Library makes people sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You did help.
Anyone next? Anyone else? No. Before we get into the meeting, I'd just like to put my 5 cents into this. I was born and raised in Poland, Ohio, still live there. I'll die there. And as a young kid, my mom used to take me to the old library, and I remember exactly how it looked. And when the new library came, it was like a rebirth of Poland Village. And there's experts in this room who spoke about the aesthetics of that building. There was a lot of thought that went into that, how the library was going to fit into the actual aesthetics of Poland Village. And it looks like gabled houses that fit into Poland Village. And there was a lot of private money that went into that library. There was a lot of thought that did it. And I agree, Mr. Aaron, what you said, it makes people sense. It's going to cost an extra couple $1 million to fix what we have to fix to keep that beautiful landmark there. And it has been mentioned in many publications and magazines. And Mr. Downey is a respectable builder. I've heard your name many years over the years. I too am a real estate developer myself, and I can certainly read drawings and so forth. But I believe that library can be saved. I think it should be saved for the 2,000 plus signatures that this group has went out and garnered. And I've told Mr. Frost, I know Tom Frost, and I respect him highly, that everywhere I go in Poland, Giant Eagle, Poorhouse, Walgreens, I have people come up to me and I listen to what they have to say. They don't want that library closed. And I agree with them 1,000%. Now, I am not a member of the library board. I am not in those discussions. I'm going to trust that they make the right decision. But just remember, I love my library. That theme that was out there all those years that people did vote for that levy. People believe in that. And we have to do it here. We have to listen to what the people of the community want. People want that library to stay there. To me, this would be an easy decision. I am not on the board. I don't know all the finances of the board, but I think over a 5 to 10-year plan, that building can be whipped right back into shape and allow people to continue to come in there and our children to come in and out of the library. The schools are right there. I don't think you're going to find another location anywhere in Poland Village that you're going to put a beautiful building like that. It is an historical landmark. The grandeur of that building is amazing. I love walking in there. Somehow I feel like I want to go back to school when I walk in there. I feel smarter. For whatever reason. But I love it there. They have a community room. They have the creek. People could go back there and sit down. It's peaceful. They used to show movies back there. I just think it's more of a significant landmark in and of itself that it can't be ignored. It just can't be ignored. So we're imploring the library board to take a very hard look at it. Just like Mr. Frost said, no decisions have been made. And to come up with a decision that's going to make the people in that community happy. And that's what we want to do. They want the library. So I want the library. I live in Poland. I'm going to continue to live there. And so that's good.
Okay.
All righty. Anyone else? You get one more chance.
Right.
No. Okay. Well, now we're going to start the meeting. How long have we been? An hour. How about that? Who gives an hour open dialogue? Think about that.
Really?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right, Carol, ask for a motion.
Motion for the approval of the previous minutes of board meeting number 39, Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, and approval of bills for payment.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, journal entry.
Motion for the approval of journal entries number 1.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, agreements A through E, and we'll begin with the engineer's office. Mr. Pilati or Mr. Genetti?
Morning, Commissioners. Letter A is a memorandum of understanding with Beloit Village. This is for reimbursement of a portion of the 2024 OPWC Road and Bridge upgrade program and the 2025 sales tax resurfacing.
Thank you. Lead-based, Phil Purrier?
Morning, Commissioners. Dan Martin sitting in for Phil. B, C, and D, all three are agreements under a lead hazard control grant to do lead hazard control on all three properties.
Thank you, sir. And sanitary, Jill?
Good morning,
Bernie?
Commissioners. This is an agreement with Ohio Edison for the work related to Boardman wastewater treatment plant emergency generator. This was an upgrade improvement number 533 in the estimated amount of $990.86 of non-general.
Thank you. Motion?
Motion for the approval of number 2, agreements A through H.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
A through E, actually.
I know.
Okay.
Did I?
She said H. A
That's
through
what I
E.
thought.
That's okay.
Oh, I have H.
Yeah, H.
Carol.
We're on
look
the
at
other
the
page.
draft.
You have the right agenda? Draft. You got the wrong agenda. She doesn't have the right agenda.
Yes, she does.
She has the draft.
Yes, she
Oh, okay. Sorry, gang.
That's okay.
I'm using my draft.
So A through E. All right, change orders, letters A and B, and we'll begin with lead. Danny?
Morning again. This is a change order for in Camel for under a CHIP grant for rehab work at 30 Trumbull Avenue.
Thank you. And sanitary, Jill?
This is a change order number 5 and final for Rudzik Excavating for the 5-point pump station improvement number 490 in the amount of $296,330.75 of non-general.
Thank you, Jill. Motion?
Motion for the approval of number 3, change orders A and B.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner DeFabio?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, resolutions?
Motion for the approval of resolutions number 1.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner DeFabio?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, Resolutions, we have letters A through H and letter A. This is our resolution in support of preserving the Poland Public Library to remain a vital part of the community for the current and future generations. Letter B, resolutions to authorize the executive director to perform certain services on behalf of the board and to rescind and replace resolution 12-07-039. Letter C, commissioners and OMB director Jen.
Morning. This is a resolution to approve an MOU with Poland Township and the engineer's office for road sales tax dollars in the amount of $23,588. This is actually two projects. There's a Tala Drive stormwater system repair and a township pavement conditions evaluation.
Thank you. Letter D, convention visitors. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a resolution in support of the Ohio Pumpkin Growers event in the amount of $1,500 for their giant pumpkin weigh-off that will be taking place in Canfield. They're actually bringing in pumpkins and people from all over the country, and they're hoping to set a world record, actually.
Wow, very nice.
That's gonna be at what, Parks?
Yes.
Very nice. And engineers, Mr. Genetti.
Commissioners, letter E is a resolution to transfer the following from the Mahoning County Highway System to the Beaver Township Highway System: West Calla Road, Lynn Road, and East Middletown Road in 2 sections. And letter F is a resolution approving the moral obligation payment of $919.38 to AgPro Ohio, and this is for repairs to one of our tractors.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Human Resources, Dina. Good morning.
Commissioners. Letter G is a resolution to amend the Mahoning County Personnel Manual to include the learning management system for UDEM.
Okay, thank you, Dina. And last but not least, sanitary, Jill.
This is a resolution approving the appointment of 2 general maintenance worker 1, 1 sewer jet worker 1, and 1 construction and maintenance worker 2 for our department.
Thank you. Motion?
Motion for the approval of number 2, resolutions A through H.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Middy.
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant.
Yes, for the good of the order, any elected officials or department heads care to comment? Frost.
Thank you again, Tom Frost, trustee in Jackson Township, and I just want to. Yeah, you could laugh. I just wanted to show my support for the sales tax for the engineer's office. When I came on that 14 years ago as well, our #1 complaint was the roads. And the majority of roads in my township are county. Now I get compliments constantly because of the work that's been done through the engineer's office. It's helped numerous townships. I know Austin Town's down here at the end. It's helped you guys pave a lot of roads. And we have to keep that going somehow. So I just want to know that Jackson Township is in full support of that. We'll do whatever we can to get that back on the ballot.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Next. Dwayne.
Oh,
I'm just asking what the status is. You sent a letter to me with the income at the Development Housing, and I just wondered what the status was.
well, could I address that?
Sure. Absolutely.
We did send a letter. I have a copy of it here, because I keep my file on just in case. And we received the return receipt requested form, never received a letter from YMHA. And I find that kind of disrespectful to us, because I don't know, Dwayne, you could address this with me. We met with the 7th Ward Coalition, what, a year and a half ago or 2 years? And with the council people that were there at that time, and they were all for it. And Gino, you live over there
I
as
do,
well.
absolutely.
And that whole Woodside area would have been completely renovated. We had a developer. And I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what YMHA, if they have a plan or if they can't give us those because they have them promised to some other project. I really don't know if there is even an annual report that we should probably get. No, it's the vouchers, and it's vouchers for 24 apartments that'll be housed over there for the most underserved population. They will, and we have a developer, and Dwayne, you could explain this better than I am. And I thought this was the greatest thing for that strip in the city in the 7th Ward to not only help people, but also redevelop a whole area. And it's self-funded by this gentleman that's a contractor, and he owned a business here at one time, I think, and is coming in with private money to do this in our county, in our city. This is important for Youngstown. I mean, like I said, I don't know, because we didn't get a response, why we're not getting the vouchers. Are they promised out? Are they not part of an annual report? I don't know that. Do you know that, Dwayne?
Just because I think there's a couple moving parts here. Originally with the vouchers, that's the discretion of them and we understand it, but we were told of some new ones called project-based rental assistant vouchers that we got excited about because those actually stay with the program. The original one we looked at, if people move, they took the vouchers with them,
Oh,
but these would protect us. We didn't know anything about these, and that's why we had asked you to reach out and have a meeting with them to learn more about these vouchers, something we might be able to do. So that's kind of where we're at now.
So do you think it would be, maybe we should call a meeting and have Lamont just come over to us here in the commissioner's office to a staff meeting? And at that time, we can invite the mayor to come as well, because it's in the city. And the council people or the council person that's over there as well, because this helps. If we're not going to help ourselves build our city with things that we have someone that wants to come here and pay to do it here for us, and then aesthetically redo that whole area.
Dwayne, I think it'd be helpful, Dwayne, if you give us a real quick overview of the project, where it's at now, what we have and what we possibly could use from it, and what the holdup is.
What we initially looked at was 24 units, and we got the Ohio Department of Mental Health gives each county up to $1 million to go for projects. And so we had earmarked, our board had earmarked $1 million for that. And then the developer would go after state grants. So originally we asked for the vouchers, just regular vouchers. And then we were informed that they don't make those decisions arbitrarily. And I don't think he does. So it was on economics and trends and stuff. So we got that. But then we were told that there's these additional vouchers for project base. So we thought, well, let's see if that's a possibility. And if it's not, then we'll just move on to something else. And that's when I reached out to you all and say, could you all meet with them and see, is these vouchers possible? And it would be 24 units. It would be people that work, people that live in the community. They go to work every day, and they just need some assistance. And we need the vouchers to help pay for the rent. And that's what we looked at. But they would be supervised 24 hours a day. There'd be staff there. Our agencies would be wrapping around providing support. So I guess we're way in the beginning. All we want to know is, we just wanted, if you, as a board of commissioners, could meet with them to say, is this something, how do we go about it? How do we work on it? Is it this year, next year, the year after? We just want information.
Dwayne, are these vouchers from HUD?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't they normally follow the project if you're going to build a facility like that? Or do they have to be in line? Is that what they want? They want the vouchers in place before they commit to building?
Right. Yeah, the other vouchers we were familiar with, you'd get a voucher, then you could go anywhere in the county and get a voucher. These vouchers are tied. Correct me, or you
I can help out.
Thank you.
So what we originally looked at, commissioners, the project-based vouchers. So if they would attach to our project, but if an individual decided to move out of the building and go somewhere else in Mahoning County, then the housing authority would be on the hook to also give that person a voucher. And then we have to fill the opening in that building. What the housing authority told us was other assistance that's available, the project-based rental assistance, that if it would assist the individuals in our building, but if they would leave, the voucher doesn't go with them. So we would just refill that opening
With another
and it
person.
stays there. So the housing authority wouldn't be on the hook for filling vouchers in our building and then having to go to the other individuals that are moving out.
Is there a waiting list for these vouchers? Is there a standing list?
We don't know a lot
Yeah,
about
that's
them.
the
That's why
questions.
we
They won't
wanted
get
to
with
meet.
us. They won't
They
even.
won't, we need to actually,
That comes from Cleveland.
right.
Right.
We've had discussions with Cleveland. But we
Well,
need to bring
bring 'em
Lamont
in,
to
yeah.
our office.
I agree.
And have a meeting, a staff meeting, so that we could get a clear understanding of where he's coming from with this. That's all we're asking.
That board, the YMHA board, we have one
I
on
talked
there, right? How many does the mayor have on there?
to,
Two.
And then I think we need to talk to the mayor and ask him.
Oh,
and
they're
maybe
with
talk to his
us.
board. Well, I need him to say that, to come out and say that he's gonna do something to help us facilitate this, Carol, because if not, we're gonna lose it.
Well,
And if it's
we
for
could
whatever
bring.
reason, they're not calling us back. I mean, I don't wanna
That's
stand
the
for
mayor,
that.
and I have to defend him on this, because not only did me and Dwayne go over there, who else was with us?
Oh, I need
And
the
our
mayor to tell
colleague.
me.
And then we also, the mayor also met with him. And he kind of backed him off. I mean, I'm just saying, he kind of, I don't know what happened. The mayor's in favor of this project. So were three other of his board, your board members and Judge Russo. I mean, we just need to get clarity on what we're allowed to have here.
Suggestion might be maybe the appointing authorities meet and talk. That might be the answer.
Well, I think we need to do this sooner than later. If we
Maybe
could
Holly
line
can
up a
coordinate
meeting
that.
for
How
that.
long ago did we send that email?
August 22nd.
August 22nd. Sooner than later, we haven't gotten a response.
No.
We've brought
So-
Lamont in, haven't we? Yes, we've had meetings with them. So this is not the first meeting. We've requested meetings. He's came, you guys have spoken, you've expressed all of this
Yeah,
and
but he hasn't responded to this.
So if I could just add one more thing, in regards to the funding for the building, we reached out to our developer recently who's with New Housing Ohio. And he told us that the funding's still available. It's through Ohio House Finance Agency. So there's an application that's currently going on, and then there's an application that'll be released in May. So the funding is still available for the bricks and mortar of the building. We just need a letter from the housing authority before anything can, continue. So that's where we're at.
So maybe we call a meeting so everybody could actually sit at the same table and go over it, even if he brings Attorney Delic with him.
Thank you.
that letter went via email, certified and by magistrate.
Yeah, I mean, there are many avenues for this letter, other than us walking it over.
Anyone else?
I should shut up.
I'd like to recognize a very dear friend of mine in our midst today, Jalada Aslam. Welcome, Jalada. It's nice to have you here. She's involved in many civic organizations, Youngstown Warren Black Caucus. She's a plethora of information with politics and unions, and it's always nice to have you, and you look great. Thank you. Would you like to say anything?
I was just sitting here trying to mind my own.
I know that, but I had to recognize
And
you.
congratulations on your award.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, Carol, Gino, are we
No, I'm done.
done?
I
I'm done.
think I said enough.
I got one thing to say. I mean, I always have something to say. The other night, I went to the Austintown Township. They had their political, their forum for their candidates.
Okay.
And walking in, and I won't talk about that, but Santos did a great job. They all did a great job.
Santos do good?
But I had a guy, yes, I had a guy come up to me and he says, Commissioner DeFabio, he goes, I'm the guy that reached out on Messenger about that problem my friend was having with I think it was JFS or something. And immediately I think, uh-oh, is this going to be good or bad? And he goes, I just want to tell you, Jamal in your office, he goes, did a great job. We got everything settled, everything taken care of. I just want to thank you so much. And I just want to say, and I tell everybody, I mean, I get complaint calls because I'm here the most. My phone rings a lot. And we try to help everybody with whatever problem there is. Sometimes we could say yes and we could do it. Sometimes we can't. But I just want to recognize Jamal today because that made me feel good. The guy said, hey, somebody from your staff really helped me out and did a great job. And I think that's what we're all about. I mean, we're trying to help people and our customer relations should be the best. I mean, whatever we could do, whatever problem, like I said, we can't always say yes. But when we do and we can, I think we need to recognize the people on our staff that really do a great job for us. And I appreciate them. It makes my job so much easier.
Our job.
Our job. Well,
Okay.
our job.
Remember the
Okay.
team.
You always get.
I recognize you for the thing.
Yeah, Jamal's one of our young guns in the office and he's outstanding. And Holly, you had good eye and you and whoever interviewed with him to have Jamal, Nancy. And we really like Jamal a lot. He's wonderful, wonderful person. Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
him and Marie are near my office, so
Yeah.
I get to see them
We have a
most.
great crew,
Yeah, we do.
all of them.
Everybody,
Appreciate 'em.
we have a good team. We actually have probably one of the best Mahoning County teams of workers in the state of Ohio. And we've been recognized by the state CCAO as well as the state sheriff's department, the sheriff's association. And we've been recognized by that and Jerry Green has brought that to
I'll
us.
support them every day, whatever we all will, whatever we have to do. Say that, I'll just say that. You're not gonna get on my sheriffs and what they do.
No, I said they support us.
I've got something.
Mike Adams,
Just,
Liberace.
well, it's on the musical side of things, just
Sure.
a small memory of Dominic Taco passing
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that was.
We should have did something prior here, but everything's always so haphazard. But thanks for bringing that up. We'll do something for him next week. That's a good point. Dear friend. All right, Nancy, our next meeting?
Next Thursday, right here.
Okay. Motion,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes, thank you, everyone.